Alo Jackson, and help us understand why has this stalemate dragged on?
Hi, Vincent. So right behind me is the U.S. Capitol, home to the third branch of the U.S. government. The U.S. Congress plays many important roles in the smooth running of the government. It enacts laws, it plays an oversight role of the executive branch, but most importantly, it passes budgets to fund government programs. Now, that last part is effectively on hold, for the last 3 weeks since the removal of the former Speaker Kevin McCarthy from his role. Now, Republicans hold a narrow majority, but there are deep divisions within the party and on who they want to take on the role of Speaker. So last week, Congressman Jim Jordan of Ohio failed to garner the majority of the votes after opposition from the more moderate caucus of the party. That's even after getting the endorsement of former President Donald Trump. Now, early yesterday, the GOP conference selected Representative Tom Emmer of Minnesota, but he dropped out of the race once it became clear that he didn't have the support to win a vote on the full House floor. The House is now preparing to vote on the fourth Speaker nominee, Louisiana Congressman Mike Johnson. Whether he will gain the full support of his caucus is a question we can't answer right now, Vincent.
Well, very fascinating to anybody watching from outside. This is not like a Democratic Party kind of blocking a Republican House Speaker, but this is internal. So what are people to understand? How did this come to where it is today?
Right. This is internal. This is within, the divisions are within the Republican Party, the Republican caucus. That's where they're failing to get enough votes to elect their speaker. Now, Congress usually has to pass a federal budget before the beginning of each year. That's when the government's new fiscal year begins. However, that internal dysfunction has increased the likelihood of a government shutdown next month. Government can't function without a budget. And this year, President Biden is asking the House to pass a $106 billion budget, which provides funding to Ukraine and to Israel. Biden is asking for $61.4 billion to Ukraine and $14 billion to Israel. The proposed budget also includes $13 billion for the U.S. border security and $9.2 billion for humanitarian aid. All of that is on hold right now, and we're waiting. Congressman Mike Johnson said after being nominated by his caucus yesterday that, democracy is messy sometimes. And indeed, that messiness has been on display for everyone to see around the world.